Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lessons Learned. I am Silly Lily, and we have not one, but two top badges with us today. First, we have Divine Faces. Now, she's been with us before, and she is a sweetheart, and she took me, my poor lost soul, on her show last week after my friend begged me to do this whole mental health thing, not reminding me that it's tandem talent and you're supposed to have a talent and you're talentless, right? But she cheered me on. We got through it. We did okay. I read some poems, but I definitely did not write them, and I'm definitely still talentless. So, that being said, you guys, so Coco convinced me to do a show that was like mental health awareness, and like nothing else clicked, because you guys know how I am with all the mental health stuff and how I believe it's so important. So I heard nothing else. Nothing else was discussed. I put myself on a tandem talent show without any talents. Well, she did, to be fair. But hey, I still showed up. We made it work, right? I read my poems. We made it freaking work. And I'm proud of myself for that, you know? Y'all, she left me high and dry. She couldn't get into her account. So not only did she sign me up for some stuff that I wasn't really ready for, she left me alone. So y'all, thank Divine for being awesome and just welcoming me with wide open arms, even though I had no talent. I'm like, my talent is to just talk a lot, and I don't think that's appropriate, right? All right, so for you guys just tuning in, this is Lessons Learned. I am Silly Lily. We have Divine Faces first, and then next we have More Miserable. I hope I just said that right. I tried to practice it. But I've been following him for a while, and he's More, you make me laugh. And if you guys are ever in a rough mood and you have he's gonna hate me for this, the pterodactyl gift, go to his stream and send it. You're welcome. I love you more. You guys will understand why I'm laughing so hard after you go send it, okay? Hello? Anyway, so we've got Divine Faces and More Miserable today. Oh, thank you. You just gotta send it to More in his stream. I promise you, it is so worth it. Jissy, Miss Chrissy, thank you. Mwah. I do also want to remind you guys, with this being a featured show, once we actually get the ball rolling, I'm not going to be able to acknowledge all the gifts or the favorites. So I want to thank you in advance for any gifts, any favorite, any of that stuff that you guys have going on. But with this being a featured show, unfortunately, I have to do it all professionally, and I can't do all the fun stuff that I would normally do, okay? And be goofy when I get my gifts. I have to pretend like I don't see them. Okay, anyways. And also, nor Divine Phases, nor myself are professionals. We are simply here to talk about a lesson that life has taught us, how we got through it, and how we continue to fight and stay on top of it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. This is their story. This is what they've done, what they've been through, their experience, and they're brave enough to come share it with you. So please make sure you're hitting my guess what's a favorite. I mean, heck, favorite each other. Just, let's make each one of these a fave party while we're at it, just favorite everybody. And then in between the guests, I have a self-love, self-care segment. So I'm going to ask you, what did you do for yourself today? So you've got 25 minutes to do something for yourself so that you can answer my question honestly without lying through your teeth. Okay? 25 minutes. Also, last week I ended my show with a Q&Q. It's a question and a quote and a question, which you've seen in the introduction. And this one says, when you reach for the stars, you may not quite get them, but you won't. Hold on. When you reach for the stars, you may not quite get them, but you won't come up with a handful of mud either. Thank you. What one big thing do you, wait, was this it? Yeah. What either. And I always tell everybody, always tell everybody, shoot for the moon. At least you'll end up amongst the stars, right? Worst case. So what one big thing do you dare to dream? Krabby for top badge. I love that. Kirby Ginger. Hello, everybody. So oh God, so this is a new dream. And I think this is the first time that I'm gonna say it out loud in front of more than just a couple people. I really want my own podcast. I want to figure out how to get that going. And also at the same time, my business is taking off. It's about to start. So like I'm about to be my own boss again. And I'm dreaming big. I'm dreaming that my son's going to work for me. I'm dreaming that my daughter's going to want to work for me, right? Isn't the worst case you'll end up in the vast abyss of space with no oxygen? Okay, well, then you'll at least be with the angels. I don't know more. Let's be positive here. Let's just pretend the moon and the stars are within arm's reach. So if you reach for the moon, you're just with the stars. Okay, it's more. Leave it to you. What one big thing do you dare to dream? You honestly, there's got to be somebody dreaming of something out there. I know for a fact that Scantron's got a dream of making his show featured, right? That's a dream. We're not professionals, right? Right? I don't know if he's still here. Moore's been dreaming of being on my show forever. And now he's finally got a Friday off. So we're about to make a dream come true in the second half of this show. But I'm going to introduce Divine Phases. Are you guys ready? Divine, are you ready, babe? Let's go. Become a millionaire. Hello, right? Divine and I are looking for the winning lottery numbers. Please and thanks.
Yes, send them right to us, please. We'll be ready. We'll be ready.
How are you?
I'm lovely. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm all right. I mean, I still lay in bed and giggle about the show. I'm not going to lie.
Honey, no, that was funny. It did for Coco not to be there. I think we should jump her. I ain't going to hold it. Hold on now, Coco. How you going to put her up to the test and then not even show up? That's low down.
Right? Like, I was like, but I can't back out. That's one thing. Unless it's a true emergency. If I say I'm going to do something, I find a way to make it work. And I didn't know what else to do. So
hey, I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. As we do, we wing the shows. We wing shows. So, I mean, it is still a talent to read. Okay. It's a talent to read. You know, everyone can't read. So that's a talent itself.
I mean, I did have a talent of finding two great poems. I'll take that, right? I talked a little smack, you know, we're there, we're good. Anyway, so Divine, welcome. Thank you for being here again. I'm so excited. Please, I'll let you kind of jump in and tell us what we're going to be discussing.
Okay, so what we're going to be discussing is basically learning to deal with your mental health disorders, per se, how to cope with them in life, understanding the awareness of everything, and being able to basically maneuver without medication or necessarily therapy, you know, how you can still get through life regardless of those things. Because some people, you know, don't necessarily resort to a stranger that doesn't relate to them. And some people, you know, don't want to be addicted to medication. So I'm here to say you don't have to do either or. And you can still get through life. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to have good days. Because sometimes people feel guilty for having a good day too. If you have, you know, so it's like, it's okay. It's okay. Regardless of that, you just have to be, and you have to allow yourself to go through those emotions. Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm just here. That's what
I agree. It's crazy too. I never really, like as you said it, my eyes kind of went, oh, wow. Because sometimes when I am having a really good day and everyone around me is like kind of in a bad mood, you know, and it kind of like makes you want to, you know, you feel bad for being in a good mood.
Right.
I never thought about that like that before.
Right. It's like you're guilty for feeling good while somebody might be going through something. So that's probably like being an empath. You take on other people's emotions. So it's like, okay, I feel good, but then you're around somebody that's crabby and then you're like, Okay, maybe I don't feel as good as I thought I did. I don't feel as good. Then you second guess yourself. You second guess yourself, and in reality, it's okay to be happy. It's okay to feel good. Although other people might be going through something, you can be there for a person without taking on their emotion.
I agree. I agree. We were talking about that last week or the week before. Um, and she had said she's dealing with some mental health issues. And one of the things that her therapist mentioned was put it away, don't put it down. Be it from, if you pull the laundry out of the dryer, don't put it down, put it away. But then she's teaching her kids kind of the same thing. Like, it's okay to be upset for 24 hours. You're okay to go through your feels. It's okay to process it, but you can't leave it. You can't store it. You have to be able to move forward and learn from it.
But I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't just put it away, because whatever you put away, you have to bring it back out. So it resurfaces. So you have to deal with it.
Okay. All right.
You know, where what you're going through. Where what you're going through. It's okay to be transparent. It's okay.
She said it's okay to feel it and to process it, but not to let it, like, pretty much don't let it take over too much of your time. Don't let one situation ruin weeks or months of your life. That's how I took it. Right. So definitely you can't just be like, oh, I didn't feel it, and put it away. I agree with that. But yeah. Right. Don't let it linger, right?
Yes. Because a lot of times we can hold on to stuff for so long, and then we get angry. Like, why are we getting mad? And in reality, you let a problem, you didn't go through what you was feeling. You just try to sweep it. You can't sweep it. You can't. You can sweep all day, but it's still gonna be there. It's gonna be there. Still gonna be there. But yeah, it's just me just learning that I've been diagnosed bipolar depressive with anxiety.
Okay.
And it's been almost 2 years since I've taken medication. Okay. And I told myself I'm in control of my problems. It's okay for me to be upset. It's okay for me to feel this emotion. I'm human. I'm not perfect. If I need to isolate myself, then I'll isolate myself. If I feel like I might cause harm to others, as words might, come out not correctly, I will give myself time to think about what I'm going through and why I feel this way. What is making me feel this way? It's like almost people have to have a questionnaire when they're going through things. Have a questionnaire to yourself. Why do I feel this way? What is triggering me? Okay. What do I need to do to get over this? Why am I holding on to this? Because a lot of times it has to do with past trauma. Because I was diagnosed after my father passed away. So it was me not dealing with what was happening. It was me trying to basically band-aid it with like liquor and smoking and just overindulging in those things, because I didn't want to deal with what I was going through. And as I wasn't dealing with it, anger was starting to come. Mm-hmm. Emotions were coming. I felt like I was crying for no reason, although I was crying for a reason. I just never went through that grieving process and allowed myself to be. So basically, making a wound deeper than what it has to be, So it's like understanding what was going on with me and accepting that. Although 10 years later, then my mother passed away. And then when my mother passed away, I told myself I have to learn to accept these emotions. I can't band-aid them anymore.
I band-aided my grandfather's death for about 16 years. It wasn't until a few years back that I was able to just accept it. And I like looking back, a lot of times things that reminded me of him, it would trigger me and it would make me over emotional. And then I would let it go. Instead of talking to somebody about it, I would just shelf it. And then eventually someone would say something at the wrong time. And like, I'm yelling at the wrong person because I'm not handling my own emotions. And for me, it's taught me, and I teach my kids, I don't care what I'm feeling. I tell my daughter at least 3 feelings I have throughout every day. she's not quite reciprocated and not quite caught on that it's okay that she talks about her feelings too. But I think if I just keep at it, maybe she'll catch on one day. Because for a better part of her younger years, I didn't express my feelings. I was either happy or I was angry. I wasn't allowed to be sad. I wasn't allowed to be disappointed. I wasn't allowed to be afraid. It was happy or mad. So she caught on to that. And, you know, and both of us went through therapy for that, you know, and she actually is still in it. But yeah, it's really crazy how kids catch on to that too. You know, like when you don't express yourself and when you're afraid to talk about stuff, it makes them afraid too. So don't be afraid to talk to your kids, you guys. Please normalize feelings. They're okay.
That is so true, because now my child, after my mother passed away, it took this year for her to actually show emotion to it. She's only 5 years old. So it was different for me because she never really grasped onto it, but now that she notices that my mother isn't around, it hurts her feelings now. Right. So it's like I want her to be okay with being able to, you know, express your feelings. It's okay. It's okay. You want to cry? Cry. It's okay. Those feelings are there for a reason. You miss someone. You want that person back. It's okay. It's okay.
Stop telling young boys that boys don't cry.
Yes.
Stop saying boys don't cry, because we all freaking cry. And if you don't cry, then there's something like more wrong with you than we can even probably help here. You're going to need a real for serious therapist, because it is okay for men to cry. It is okay for women to cry. It is okay for children to cry. It is okay for anybody to cry their feelings out. I mean, I'm a crier. Y'all, like, when I get excited, I'm crying. When I'm mad, I'm crying. When I'm happy and great things are going on, I'm crying.
That's me.
When I'm ready, when I'm trying not to, you know, be doing things that could get me put in orange, I'm crying. I'm not crying because I'm scared. I'm crying because I'm trying to control myself, you know, like, but I cry. I'm a crier. I cry, and it's okay. You know, I don't know. I don't like when I hear people say, "Oh, boys don't cry," or, you know, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't like
that either. And me personally, another thing, I was talking about therapy. You know what? Live is my therapy.
It helps.
You know, I feel more in tune with people that come to my live versus a person that I do not know. And it's like a lot of people on these, like a lot of people that I've met on live, their mother has passed away. So it was crazy. You can be more in tune with somebody that's been through something that you've been through versus a person that tries to basically give you lessons on how to go through what they haven't been through. You know, so it's like therapy does help for some people, because, you know, it's like a person, that's their outlet. And I don't say don't go to therapy, but people like me, my pride's too big. My pride's too big. I don't want to go in there and answer questions, okay? This ain't a questionnaire for me, okay? I try to get through it. I don't want to answer no questions, okay? You know, like, you know, it's just easier for me just to be transparent. I learned that being transparent has helped me in general. And it's like, regardless of who you talk to, learn that it's okay for whatever you're going through, because somebody might be around that might be going through the same thing you're going through. And y'all can help each other. Love heals all. That's it.
That's why I do this show. It's just so important to me, because I know that someone somewhere has to hear every message that every one of you guys has, you know.
I'm not religious, Scan. I'm not religious.
I'm not very religious either. I mean, yeah. I believe in.
I will look into it, but I'm not a religious person. I will look into it. No. Don't apologize. I'm not like. I just don't. I don't submit to religion.
Okay.
But yeah.
No. All right. So that's why I do the show. I love that. I believe in my heart that it helps somebody every week, and if it helps one person every week, it's worth all of it. That part. And I definitely feel, for me, I personally needed the therapy because I wasn't even talking to myself. I was not able to pull myself out. And it was kind of, I caught myself in one of those moments where I was like, well, if I'm going to put my kids in this because they're not able to express their emotions, and they learned it from me, why am I not helping that fix the big problem, which is myself? You know, if I started this, maybe I should look into fixing it for myself as well. And so that's what put me into it. And I stuck with it for 3 years. And now, like you, I come on here and I don't care if I'm in a good mood, a bad mood. If I don't feel good, I get on just about every day. Don't get me wrong, I need breaks too. But I'm on, like this morning, I didn't feel very good. I woke up, I was tired, and my nose was stuffy. And but I got on and they woke me up, you know, they get me in a better mood. So it's, yeah, I love this app for that.
I do too.
Love this app for that.
I do too. And I feel like another thing, people like that go through these things, I feel like a common ground is figuring out what you love to do. You like to color,
I'm Silly Lily. This is Divine Phases, and we're talking about the power to be able to control your brain and to understand yourself, and the wanting and the desire to, if you want to be a positive person, is what I'm getting. You can be positive, you know, and there's more than one way to cure or to help, not cure, to what's the word I'm looking for? To create a boundary with yourself, with your emotions, I guess. I don't know what the words I'm looking for are right now. But yeah, no, this is a featured show, guys. So please keep it positive and respectful. I don't know what's going on there.
honey, I don't ever pay attention to the comments. Lily said she ain't gonna pay attention to the comments. Meanwhile, let's see.
I just turned them on. I just put them back on. I had them off for a minute, and I just put them back on because I was getting ready to like ask you if there was anything else you wanted to throw in here with this, and to tell us about yourself, and to see if they had questions. And of course, as soon as I put it on, Butch has got all kinds of whatever nonsense.
I like what Scan said, where your energy goes, your focus flows. And that's so true. So it's like understanding what positive can you focus on? If you're having a negative time, what positive can you focus on? That's why I said figure out what you like to do. If it's go outside and just sitting out in the sun, go do it. Go do it for a little bit. If it's going by the water, go do it, because you recharge with what you love to do. That recharges you. That's it. That's all. But yeah, that's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Okay. So I got rid of, guys. When there's somebody like that that's like disrupting me, you got to get rid of them, please and thanks. But he's already gone. Oh, I get so upset. That's why I turned the comments off.
No,
that's why I turned the comments off.
Don't let him trigger you. Right. Do not let him trigger you.
Divine Phases, I know you've got a lot of stuff going on. Tell us a little bit about you, what you do, when your show is.
Okay. Well, clearly, as y'all see, I am the top badge on stream. I've been top badge since February 18th this year, so I'm a new top badge, I say. I have a featured show as well. It is Tandem Talent with Divine. It's a show where I bring some of your favorite streamers to showcase their talent solo. And then I bring hey, even if they don't have a talent, hey, we figure it out. We figure it out, okay? If they don't have a talent, we still figure it out. So it's like, hey, I'll tell y'all in a second what we do. But then the second part of my show, the twist of the show, is I usually pair them together. So I might have an artist with a poet. I might have a musician with a singer. I mean, it's just pairing up talent just to go further. So it's like a collaboration. And it's like a lot of talented people on here. So I just like to, mix it up and, have fun. But we have people like Silly Lily that gets drafted and might not have a talent. But as I told her, the ability to read is a talent. Okay. Everyone can't read. So So to read someone else's, art, hey, that's a talent. It's okay.
My talent is putting myself in situations I don't belong in.
Y'all, but
That
she
was
has
my
another
talent.
talent that she did not showcase. It's playing the air guitar. So I told her to play the air guitar, but she did not want to do that. So here
Oh
we are, you guys.
man, you guys.
Here we are. I saw you doing the air guitar challenge, so you did do an awesome job.
Thank
That's
you.
why I brought that up. But you didn't want to do that. You wanted to read somebody else's poem. So yeah.
I should have air guitar. I didn't even think. I didn't even like. I don't know, man. I was so nervous, and I didn't. Like I said, I had a long time to plan for that air guitar thing, and I almost chickened out of that. But I'm so glad I didn't. But like, I had what, like 24 hours.
Right.
I was like, wait, I need it. What? I thought we were talking mental health. Well, it's mental health, but you have to have talent about it, right? Well, I'm already in. I can't be replaced. So we did. We figured it out, and that was awesome. But all right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you. If you have not favorited her, please do so. Check out her show, Tandem Talents, 2 p.m. on Saturdays Eastern Time. It's a great show. I will be on it, so there'll be talent. It's good. I was my one and done.
Thank you so much.
All right, fine. Thank you so much, love. Have a great rest of your day and have fun at work.
Guys.
Bye. All right, more. I'm gonna do a self-care, self-love question and tip, and then I'm gonna have you get in the box. All right. So here we go. This is, remember 25 minutes ago when I said, hey, I'm gonna ask you what you've done for yourself today, and I said you've got 25 minutes to figure this out. Here we go. What have you done for yourself today? What have you done for yourself today? For those of you tuning in, I am Silly Lily. You are watching Lessons Learned, and you just missed Divine Phases, and that one hit. I know you guys can tell when something really hits with me, because I have to look up, and I'm not rolling my eyes. That's how I process. I look up to process. So like, I did a lot of that, and my brain is still processing a lot of that. And I think what hit me the hardest was when at the beginning, I don't know, wow. But so it was about dealing with mental health, your ability to control your emotions, to learn to process them, to have yourself a questionnaire. Why am I upset about this? What triggered me? How can this be fixed? You have to have like a whole list of things to ask yourself, why am I getting mad? Why am I getting upset? And then maybe by the time you're done answering those questions, all right, let's see. Wash. Okay. Morehead coffee. Washing. Okay, washing. Going to the gym. Positive affirmation. Yes, Marie. Yes. Blessed morning, everyone. Oh, thank you, jolly old gal. How are you? All right, guys. So thank you for the favorites. Thank you for all the gifts. I'm sorry I can't really acknowledge each one of them individually. As a featured show, I have to really try to stay focused, and I'm not doing a very good job of that this morning. So one thing you could do is you could have a bubble bath, light your candles, throw in some essential oils. The next thing was meditation. I don't know that I can say what I do is meditate, but at nighttime I do put on a guided sleep meditation. So I'd say meditate. Now listen, it says out in 7 minutes, and they're not kidding. I don't think I've made it past the first like 12 minutes but once. And usually it's within 5 to 7 minutes. I turn it on, it's great. If you want to know more about it, hit me up after the show. One of the things that we had mentioned last week was trying a new dish. Cook something you've never cooked before, right? Go to a restaurant and order the meal that you've thought about ordering, but you weren't sure. Try it. Try new things. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there to experience, especially the small things. Don't be afraid. More, are you about ready? I'm going to do two of the questions here. All right, I see you blinking in there. Okay. So when something does not go your way, do you learn from it? That doesn't sound right. When something, did I write that down wrong? When something recently does not go your way, what did you learn? So I guess if, like for me, I've learned that things don't always go my way because even though I want it, it's not necessarily what I need. We get mad first, right? We do, Foxy. We really, really do. It was meant to be. Yeah, I try to stay positive with things. It doesn't always work though, right? Here you go. And what about instead of foods? What about activities? What is an activity that you want to try that you've never done before? Like hiking. I just recently learned how to disc golf. I will jump out of an airplane. Pottery making, that Foxy, that's actually something I was actually talking to one of my girlfriends about. She's got one of the machines. She just got it. So she's going to practice and then she's going to have me over. So I'm kind of excited to go try. Race car driving, says MK. That would be so much fun. Scantron disc golf is very tricky. I'm still learning. I kind of just go out and I take each disc and I try to throw them the exact same and to see where they go and what direction. But then I don't play for a week or two again, so I forget which disc did what. So I'm going to have to pick up my daily pace with that. Ooh. Here's a good one. After this question, we're going to have Morgan in the box, okay? But if you're just tuning in, this is Lessons Learned. I am Silly Lily. You missed an amazing message from Divine Faces about, I guess we're going to sum it up with loving yourself, accepting your mental health disabilities or whatever. I'm sorry if I used the wrong word, but to accept them and to learn how to cope with them. Sometimes without medication, it can be done. And that was what she emphasized because that's how she's been able to do it. But she also emphasized that everybody's different and everybody needs a different path that's their own path. You have to follow your own path. Nobody else's path exactly is going to work for you. Okay. So what scares me and how does it hold me back? What scares you and how does it hold you back? I fear being alone forever. So I don't date. Figure that one out. Love. Yeah. I'm afraid to let someone love me fully. And that's what I'm afraid. That's me. I'm afraid that no one's going to be able to tolerate me. No one's going to be able to tolerate me. The hurts you don't love. Yeah, exactly. Right, you guys? But like, listen, this is what's crazy, right? Is I had to sit there the one day and I'm like, okay, so I am eventually going to have to start dating again. I'm human and I don't want to die alone. Okay. But I don't date because I'm afraid to get hurt. But then I'm also afraid to be alone forever. So like literally my fears have controlled my dating life for the last 12 years. And I could have missed out on some pretty darn good opportunities. You know, like I say that opportunities like, God, whatever, you know what I mean? Relationships, people, because I'm too afraid to put myself out there. So, oh God, I don't know if I'm ready quite yet. But it is really scary. It is. Vulnerability it's hard. It's really hard. But I don't want to die alone. So that means I got to start looking, right? I'm 41. It's time, I think, soon, huh? Maybe. Trust is very hard. And I used to give trust away. And you would have trust till you broke it. But now you have to earn it. You have to earn it with me now. I no longer can give to those who aren't giving back, and I mean that in an emotional positive vibe kind of way, not in a money financial kind of way, right? Okay. Always get screwed over. Yeah, a lot of people they don't know how to keep their word nowadays. But okay, so are you guys ready to meet more Miserable? Because I love him and I'm excited. Are we ready? More, are you ready? I'm not gonna hit the go button until you say let's go. Make sure you hit more with the favorite, please. Yay! Let's go. Let him in the box. I know what he looks like. I don't need to see his profile. Ooh, let's party! Thank you, Jersey. Thank you, everybody, for all the gifts. Thank you for all the favorites. Hi, Moore.
Well, good morning.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for finally making it on here. I know we've been trying to figure something out for a while.
Yeah, well, you can thank COVID.
Oh no, you caught the Rona?
I'm asymptomatic, so it's okay. But I had to isolate for a week. So here we go. Here we are.
Well, I'm glad that you're feeling okay. I'm sorry that you're isolated, but at least we have this to keep you company, huh?
Exactly.
All right. So if you guys don't know more, please make sure you are hitting them with the favorite. Remember, this is a featured show, so please be respectful, positive. Try to watch the curse words. I know I slip sometimes too, but more. Hi.
Good morning. I'm glad I'm finally able to make it. I was wondering if we're ever gonna be able to make it happen. So
I'm really glad you're here. So tell us what lesson life has taught you.
So my lesson today is about how we respond to trauma, and specifically childhood trauma, because I think for most of us, we've all been through traumatic situations, each and every one of us. I think most of us have our first traumatic incident, whether it's something dealing with violence or an emotional trauma. We all thought, I think we're all exposed to that at the very least when we're kids. And so today I'm going to talk with you guys about 3 different ways that people typically respond to trauma, and how maybe you could take away from this lesson how you can be a little bit more cognizant of how you respond. It's not always easy. I mean, when we experience trauma, we don't always have the best control over our emotions or our reactions or our behavior. But maybe if we have this in our mind and y'all take away a little bit something from this lesson, maybe when you're going through it, you can organize yourself to be in a good position to respond in a healthy way.
Okay. So you've experienced some stuff that obviously is why you're here willing to talk about this. I'm excited because I know for me, I panic. I think I'm an instant panicker. I panic.
Right. Yeah. And once we get past that initial panic, right, the question is, okay, what are you going to do with that? I mean, and so I'm not going to go through my whole life story, but I experienced some abuse when I was a child. I'm not going to get into the specifics of that, but I experienced some abuse when I was a child, and I was bullied a lot, and on top of that, because dealing with the abuse, didn't exactly make me the most socially appropriate little boy. And I think a lot of times when we see kids who are maybe a little bit socially awkward, maybe they don't belong, maybe they don't fit in, we might just tend to look at them as being different, or maybe being just a little bit strange or weird, or maybe they're just naturally socially awkward. And that sometimes is true, but sometimes there's a little bit more going on there. And so I endured things that I really wouldn't wish on anybody, including I don't have any enemies, but if I were to have enemies, I wouldn't wish it upon them. I choose to live my life enemy free. But that all being said, so there's 3 different ways that people typically respond to trauma. And I'm not talking about in the moment, okay? In the moment, there's no real way that you can really 100% control what you're doing in the moment, responding in the moment to trauma. Like some people I heard, they said they shut down. You said you panic. There's that initial kind of like gut reaction phase. And, I encourage everyone to just be at as much peace with yourself as you can, so you can handle that. But there's not really a whole lot you can do to control that. But there's 3 different ways that people respond to trauma. Typically, they tend to either take it out on others, they take it out on themselves, And then there's a third response, which I'm going to get to in a little bit. So if you'll notice, when you see kids dealing with childhood trauma, maybe there's domestic violence going on home, maybe they went through abuse, maybe it's some simple as they were bullied or they lost a loved one. You'll see a lot of these kids have behavioral issues in school. They will act out, get in trouble with the teachers. They'll, have behavioral problems with other students. Maybe they'll get in fights. Maybe they'll get sent to the principal's office a lot. And I did some of that initially. That was kind of my immature childhood, did not really have a good grasp on a sense of identity and self. So that's what I did initially. I think that as we mature and get older, we have a little bit more control over, okay, what's my next step here? The second thing that people tend to do is they take it out on themselves. And they do this in a variety of ways. Especially when you're young, you see a lot of kids who are self-injurious. Maybe they cut themselves, maybe they abuse substances, maybe they put themselves in situations where they're having, a lot of, unprotected sex, or they're responding in ways that are damaging to themselves. They're not taking this out on others. And I think that people who are generally selfless, like myself, and try to, who have good hearts, we don't usually take these things out on other people. We tend to take them out on ourselves, whether it's substance, whether it's hurting yourself. And it doesn't even have to be something tangible. You can see just through self-degradation. And this, people who have low self-esteem, people who are always trashing themselves, making self-deprecating comments, oh, I'm a loser, this, that about myself. And this was something that was kind of the next phase of my reaction. And I dealt with that for years. And it's really only been in the past few years that I've really started to get control over that and fight some of that negative self-talk and that negative damaging of myself. And I would even put myself in situations and relationships and friendships that I knew were not healthy for me, because I'm taking this out on myself, because I don't have the heart, especially after I became a Christian at 12 years old. I did not have the heart to hurt anybody else anymore. That spirit is not, that spirit won't of, and whether you're religious or not, I'm not trying to, force that on anyone else, but that spirit within me would not allow me to hurt other people. Right. So I hurt myself. I put myself in negative situations. There was a period of my life when I was younger where I did hurt myself. There was and like I said, I'm trying to summarize this because I could talk about this, for hours, probably even days. So I'm trying to truncate this as much as I can, but it was only in the last few years where I really had to retrain myself through therapy and through, good solid relationships, and kind of not listening to the negative self-talk that I sometimes get from certain people or my family or whoever, and say, I am deserving of love. I am a valuable and powerful and dynamic person that was put on this earth for a reason. And so those are the two main ways that we act to trauma. When we get into the behavioral phase, we either take it out on others, or we take it out on ourselves. And there's a third way that I really encourage you guys to think about purpose in your life. And before I get into this third response, because I think, and I might step on some toes when I say this, I think our society, especially in America, we focus, and I know this is going to go exactly against what you talked about earlier, so stay with me here. I think we focus a little bit too much on self-love in our culture. And I don't mean that we shouldn't love ourselves. Absolutely, we should love ourselves. Absolutely, we should do stuff to make ourselves feel happy and healthy and whole, so that we can make it through the day even when we're struggling. But if you look at society, just go on Instagram. You have people, posting, pictures in front of fancy cars, flashing money. Everything's about ambition. Everything's about success. And that's great if you're doing this for a purpose, if there's a goal in mind, if there's some sort of greater reason for why you're doing this. But I would caution against people chasing success and chasing ambition just for ambition's sake. Because when ambition is your goal and it's not the tool, If your ambition is to achieve something, like you want to start your own business, I want to help people, I want to do this, then yeah, ambition, drive, that competitive nature, that can fuel us. But if the ambition and success and this sense of just pleasure is your end goal, you're gonna be disregarding of everybody around you. You're gonna step on people, you're gonna hurt people, you're gonna induce more drama into your life, regardless of whether or not you achieve that success. So now, am I saying that success and ambition and all those things are bad things? Absolutely not. I think though that sometimes we need to redirect our focus off of just merely seeking pleasure and seeking our purpose. Because if we seek our purpose, if we seek to do what we're here to do and make this world better because we're in it, the pleasure, the success, the ambition, that will all fuel us. That will come as a natural byproduct of what we're doing. That's why it's like the same thing I talk about on streams. Like if diamonds are your focus and every single one of your streams are like how many diamonds I can get, guys get, and there's nothing wrong with having goals. There's nothing encouraging people to get, but if the content is the diamonds, you're not going to see that level of success. Look at the people who are very successful on this app. The diamonds are a byproduct of the content that people buy into. And they want to support people because they're like, I like this dude, I like this woman, I want to see her be successful, I want to support this person. But no one's just going to click on his stream and say, hey guys, I need 10 more thousand more diamonds so I can cash out, so I can pay my rent. I mean, someone may feel sorry for you and do that, but if that's your focus, so anytime we make the pleasure, anytime we make the success just for its own sake and not to fuel a greater cause, I think we can get in trouble. So that all being said, if we're focusing on our purpose, if we're focusing on that which we're here to do, it will help us to our third reaction of trauma, which is changing that into helping others. So I now use what I've been through. I've used the trauma, the pain, the hurt that I've been through to help others so that they don't have to experience, or I can actually alleviate some of that hurt, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be a troubled child. That's why I work in law enforcement with troubled youth. That's my job. I don't talk a lot about that on my streams, but that's what I do. I'm a former Peace Corps volunteer. I served 3 years in Ukraine working with disadvantaged and impoverished youth over there. Why? Because I know what it's like to have that trauma. I know what it's like to have that pain. And I can use that motivation, that drive for success, that desire to help others. And I can turn that trauma into something beautiful. It's like the phoenix that rises from the ashes. And whether you believe in God or not, whether you believe in the universe, whatever, you can take the darkest trauma and use that to rebuild and to have something beautiful come from it. So we can take it out on others, we can take it out on ourselves, or we can transform that trauma to make the world a better place so that others don't have to go through that same trauma.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I kind of, you're talking about everything. It's like, God, both of you guys hit home today. My brain's going to be smoking by the end of today. Yeah, no, I've been through things, and I've talked about some of it on my stream, and it's a lot of why I do this show. Like they sat there and they tried to get me to do like a home improvement thing and this and that, because it's what I do for a living. I remodel homes, but like that didn't hit here. You know what I mean? And so when I brought this to their idea, this up, they went with it, and it's been amazing. I love that I can get people on here, and I know, like I said before, each one of you guys is able to reach to somebody. You guys each have, I know people favorite and go visit and come back here, and they're like, oh my God, I went and seen so and so, they're great. So I love that I'm able to put people in touch like that. It makes me feel good.
Absolutely. And I hope that I didn't really step on any toes when I was talking about success and ambition.
No.
But for those, I get a lot of pushback from that when I've said that before. Like, no, it's good to focus on ambition. It's good to focus on success. It's good to focus on that.
No,
and it is. But think about this for a minute. If you see someone, and we've all seen these people, right? They're on their Instagram, they're on their Facebook, whatever, and they're posting pictures of themselves with loads of cash and fancy cars and like their self in their high rise. What is their why are they doing this?
right.
Why are you if you break, and I'm not going to go spend too much time here, but if you break it down, it really gets down. They want people to like them. They want people to see them. They want people to look at them and be admired by them. At the end of the day, they want to feel accepted. They feel a sense of value and worth. That's why they're doing all this. I mean, even though, they want to flaunt and everything, but at the end of the day, like if there was no audience, they wouldn't be doing any of that. What's the point? Right. So when you break it down to its core, even when we're looking at success and drive and ambition, all we really want is to feel valued and desired and wanted.
I agree. Yeah, just loved. You want to feel loved.
Exactly.
Ay, the emotions today. More. So first of all, thank you for doing what you do for a living. I don't think I could do it. I think that I'm not strong enough inside to have to relive what I've been through every day, but at the same time, I do relive it once in a while to help people. But I know how much it takes. So for you to do that every day, thank you for doing what you do.
And I wouldn't ever encourage you to have to relive that, because I don't ever want to have to relive what I went through.
Right.
But you can use that as the spark to create something more beautiful. I'm not thinking, I guarantee you, I'm not thinking every day when I'm helping these kids, oh God, I remember when I was abused, man, no, hell no. Listen, I've already gone to therapy. I've dealt with that. No, but I know what it's like. So let's turn that into something beautiful.
I love it. More, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your show. We're going to have to get me on soon.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So my name is More Miserable. There's nothing miserable about me. I've been trying to explain my name to people for years. I literally just gave up. But my name is More Miserable. I stream. I try to stream as much as I can. I do have a full-time job. I am in grad school full-time. So sometimes it's a little bit tough. And as a top badge, we have those top badge requirements that we got to keep on. So you'll see me here. I'm definitely going to playlist. I stream fairly regularly. I've been on the app for 2.5 years. I've been a top badge for about 1.5 years. And I host a show every Wednesday called Forgiveness Culture, where we have guests come on the show and talk about a time that they were hurt, they were betrayed, and how they forgave that person, and how that forgiveness has helped heal them, has helped give them peace. So that's every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Again, if you guys have not done so, please favorite More. He's awesome. And don't forget to send the pterodactyl in his stream. Don't do it now, in his stream. You'll thank me later. Look at that.
And hopefully I won't fall and bust my rope.
Just do it. Let's do it. Just do it in his stream. You'll thank me later. All right, More. I'm gonna wrap this up with my Q and Q here. Thank you again, very, very much. Appreciate you. So you guys, really quick before we do the Q and Q, I do have my cat fight battle tomorrow night at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is five diamond gifts only. Bring your fire fingers. We're ready to go. It's Kitty Commander. She's amazing. Let's see what else we have going on. I've got the House of Honeys coming up on the last Friday of the month. I believe it's going to be OG Lucky. Is it in yours or Ruby's? But it's Kitty Commander, OG Lucky, Ruby Shoes, and myself. And we get together the fourth weekend or once a month. Let's just say this way. We get together once a month. Exact time and date to be determined. We've all been so busy the last month. It's been really hard to get this one situated, but I think that she's got it. I just don't know. Let's see. And then I'm also hosting Shoot for the Moon battle. It is a one and done and less. you are the top 2 gifted, then you move on to the next day for a one and done bragging rights title. And I think that was it. Wednesday nights, if you guys want to be on a fun show, deal with Scan. Reach out to Scantron 5K. I'm pretty sure he's on the gifter list somewhere up there. His is Wednesdays at 9 p.m. What is the day for the Shoot for the Moon? It is the 27th, Saturday, the 27th, from 7 to probably 9-ish. MK, you make a difference. I love your soul. You're amazing. Boop, I love you too. You've been amazing since I've met you. All right. Anyway, so, all right, we'll do the love step stuff after this, okay? What am I missing? What am I not doing? If you're just tuning in, you just miss more, and you just, more miserable. More miserable. Miserable. There's nothing past the more miserable. More miserable. More miserable. We're going to remember this one way or the other, right? And then divine phases. And we learned about how to deal with trauma. Not necessarily in the moment, because we can't necessarily control our instant reaction. Go in the kitchen, please. Go in the kitchen, please. But how there's the 3 different responses. And we talked with divine phases and how important it is to accept and understand your mental health awareness. That's all right, Bethany. That's all right. We have one every week. I hope you've been resting, though, my dear. Resting that bum of yours. All right, we're going to do a random Q&Q today. Are we ready? Tell me when to stop. Okay. Ooh, good job, Jay. All right, you guys, ready? Now, we're not going to answer this till the beginning of next week, okay? We're not going to answer this till the beginning of next week. But I will be here every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for approximately 1 hour with 2 guests. And I already know who next week has in store. And let me tell you, you don't want to miss it. If you don't get in the kitchen, please, dude. Oh, this dog of mine, I'm telling you, that's all day. He's been really good. I've been petting him. I don't know if you noticed that I keep looking down, because I petted him almost a whole hour to keep him quiet, because I forgot to lock him in the kitchen like he was supposed to be. All right, so the future is called perhaps, which is the only possible thing to call the future. And the important thing is not to allow that to scare you. Okay? I'm going to read that one more time. I can't believe you picked this one of all of them. The future is called perhaps, which is the only possible thing to call the future. And the important thing is not to allow that to scare you. Do not answer this till next week, okay? I'm going to read it one more time and ask the question. We'll do the question last. It says, hold on, don't screenshot it till we're there. The future is called perhaps, which is the only possible thing to call the future. And the important thing is not to allow that to scare you. I just talked about how we do our self-care, self-love, like how I let my fears control me, like ridiculous. Anyway, so to end this, and remember, you're not allowed to answer this till next week, okay? So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say thank you now to all of you for every single gift and for every single favorite and for just being here and helping the comments flow. Thank you to Moore and Divine for both being willing to be on my show and to share your lessons with me. You guys are all amazing, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. So what one thing about the future scares you? All right, guys, remember, I love you, I believe in you, and never, ever, ever give up on your dreams, okay? Mwah, 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 mwah. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye, bye, bye. Oh, the level up. We'll celebrate it later. I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye. Congrats, DJ. I owe you.